Alright guys, so welcome back. It's time for the finals for week 3 of the European Challenger Cup. Six Sigma, we've watched them a few times today, face off against Spicy Waffles, a team we have seen many times in this same finals face-off. It's going to, and it should be, an exciting game. Not sure how this one's going to go, because both these teams are going to be looking for, to take home that big 40 extra seeding points to go forward.
This is Six Sigma's first attempt against actual success and get to the finals. Whereas Spicy Waffles have been here before. They're an established team. On paper, anyone would say Waffles have this 2-0. But Six Sigma, they've been around the block before, and if they get their picks that they want, maybe they'll have an opportunity. But that Athena has just been banned away, which means we're going to have to see something different out of Six Sigma this time round. They don't get their triple threat combo of the good old Agni, Ymir, and Athena.
Well, Ymir was locked in for the first pick for Six Sigma. Neith being looked at on the other side right now. There's a lot of strong picks still on the table. But Poseidon, I can't say I'm surprised to see Poseidon locked in, because I don't know, at this point, I don't know if Wolf actually has other gods. That said, I know he does. He just really prefers that Poseidon always has really just strong, repeatedly strong performances on it. He's never really had a bad game on Poseidon. At the same time, I don't think we've seen him in a spot where it's like, the game victory came down to him. It's always a very strong performance, helping his team out where it needs to be. That said, he's not necessarily the game maker. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, words. Always a very strong mid lane, stable god to help his team. He's like the backbone, I think is what I'm trying to get at.
It is a good backbone, but obviously we mentioned it a little bit, but the baby girl Neith, she's going to be available and locked in for the Spicy Waffles, and that could actually go anywhere. I mean, like we said, solo lane could be a possibility, as well as in the duo lane too, for the Bushy to be picking up for himself. Game Hunter quite happy on any of the gods in the solo lane for the most part, so it won't be a surprise to really see him there. And then Ra's been picked up in the mid lane, so what they're actually looking for here, Six Sigma, is the wombo of Ymir freeze into Ra snipes, and with Geb there for the backup. The only problem is Geb in the early game is a little bit weaker.
That is for sure. Batz locked in as well. That's probably going over to Ninja Bobat. Game Hunter has it at the moment, but yeah, well, we've seen him play like all sorts of crazy things over there. Could be a possibility, but Ninja Bobat. You think of Ninja Bobat, you think of Batz, because he's always on that guy. It's a lot of presence in fights as well. That Fear No Evil getting dropped down. Counterbending phase is underway. It's going to be Rom removed from the table by Spicy Waffles. Over on the other side of the map, or other side of the screen rather, it is going to be Bacchus removed. So another support taken off the table.
Yeah, another support taken away, but now it leaves up to Spicy Waffles what they're going to look at here. They've already picked up Batz for more than likely Batz in the jungle, as he's well known. They're hovering on Xbalanque here, and that's an interesting one. I don't know what Game Hunter's pool is like. Has he been playing with this Xbalanque much recently? I'm guessing Game Hunter's really, if they're going to pick up Sobek for him, that's going to be support, right? I'm not sure now. I'm confused.
It could be either one.
I'm not sure how much Game Hunter is back, because I've not necessarily seen him that much. I've not had a chance to check his stat page, but if he's playing consistently and back to the old Game Hunter ways, then he'll know all the matchups that he's going to have to deal with in these lanes and be able to pick the right god for the role and bring out the Guardians, which is now meta.
Well, final two picks on the table, Six Sigma. We'll see here very shortly. Anthony can go double Hunter, maybe pick up something else. Ymir could be the jungle and stick a Hunter over that soul lane. Xbalanque getting looked at, as is Ullr. So if those are in fact locked in, as both of them will be, so double Hunter coming out from Six Sigma, it is back over to Spicy Waffles to look to answer. They could go for a similar composition right now. They have that Neith locked in. She's more often than not played outside the dual lane, but she can still function as a Hunter. And it's looking like we're going to see Apollo locked in. That's likely going over to Game Hunter.
It could well be going over to Game Hunter, but it could also go to Bushy. It could go backwards and forwards there. I think potentially I'd like to see Neith on the Bushy, just because that means their wave clear in the duo lane will be a lot stronger because of it. And you can actually see both teams. I think they're in trading phase now, guys, right? And what you'll realize is they're both trying to work out which Hunter's going where so they can get the stronger matchup. For example, if Neith goes into the duo lane, you'll want Ullr in the duo lane instead. If Neith goes into the solo lane, then you're going to want Ullr in the solo lane to deal with that. And Apollo versus Xbalanque is a better matchup for both of them, really. It's basically about where Ullr and Neith go. They want to go together, and it looks like they're going to be able to be in duo.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Apollo Ullr, not a great favorable matchup for that Apollo. It is Game Hunter, to be fair, but Xbalanque does not have good wave clear. Apollo will actually have the better wave clear, as not great as So Beautiful actually is for killing off those minions. So it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. The rest of the map, it's going to be only a single Guardian on the side of Spicy Waffles. They have a decent bit of burst. They have some good crowd control and assassination power coming out from the Batz as well. to kind of work that in. They still have that Fear No Evil to kind of set up and disperse fights. And then late game, Batz, those hits with that staff of his hurt a whole lot.
Well, guys, we're into the spectator delay right now. As soon as we load it in, we'll bring you all the action. Don't forget, though, by the time this ends, the SPL should be going. And there's action over on the SPL all day today, as per usual, and featuring some high-level play there. But stick with us if you want to see the end of this tournament for the time being, and we'll give you all the action from there afterwards. Because at the moment over there, it is, I believe it's Epsilon and Trig. Oh, yeah, don't miss that, guys. Don't miss that. I'm sad. Don't miss that. We'll be right back, though, with this game.
Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It is time for game 1 of the finals for week 3 of the European Challenger Cup. Six Sigma managed to fight their way all the way through this week. They weren't knocked out early. They were able to take out a few decent teams. They took out the Poppies a little earlier on. But now they're up against Spicy Waffles, a team who has been here before and has made some pretty good, strong showings. So this should be an interesting game.
Yeah, we're going to see Vote MBK on this Ullr up against the Bushy on the Neith in the duo lane. Sorry, in the solo lane, we'll see Mr. Crunchy and Xbalanque up against Game Hunter. Now, that lane's going to be an interesting one, in all fairness. Like, that could go either way in terms of wave clear, in terms of damage potential. And I think that'll come down to the junglers more often than not to really see a swing there. But as the game goes on, they both have kill potential on each other.
Yeah. It'll actually, I said Mr. Crunchy will lack wave clear to a good extent. One of the first things that they did with Season 2 was up in the public test server. It was like, pick Xbalanque. I wanted to see how he handled with the Bluestone Pendant. I actually ended up going to the wrong lane. It's like a blue buff's here, let me take it. With blue buff running and Bluestone Pendant, you can actually just leave branching bolas online, use poison darts, and pretty much never run out of mana. Your bar will like barely drop below full. So he's actually gonna have pretty decent wave clear because he's always gonna have the branching bolas splitting off for an additional 30% damage to one or two other targets when the minions are still moved up.
Oh, once again, Bulbasaur is going to start with that magical pot and bring down the speed buff as quickly as they can. Doubtful on invades once again coming out from either team, as it is Hunter and Jungler together, and it's not one that you'll really often see them look for an invade on the other, especially with the damage wave clear available from this Ymir early on with the Glacial Strike. So both going to hit level 2, no invades, and we're off to farming.
Yep, take a look at this mid lane matchup. Ra's going to have a little bit of outpush early on. The minion healing coming from the Solar Blessing. It's not so going to be a case if he's going to push away at the tower again and again and again. There's going to be a little bit of here and there they make it through, but like here we're going to see the Whirlpool comes down, Tidal Surge comes down. He's going to look to reset and do the exact same thing for the next wave in just a second. It's not the typical Ra's going to have that tower down by the 7-minute mark, and pretty much no matter what they do, because he's just going to heal up wave after wave and get them to the tower.
Well, Bobat's rotation then is just going to soak that experience off of Wolfie. Meanwhile, Bulbasaur is going to stick in that lane for the time being, soak an extra wave of experience off the Xbalanque. But that does buy Spicy Waffles a little bit of time on this left-hand side to come and steal away some back harpies. And Bulbasaur being very wise and going for the right backs instead.
Yeah, left-hand side, a little bit of back-and-forth poke. Bushy, a little worse for wave right now. The potion has already been used. Just trying to find him on the side of the screen. Yes, it has, in fact, been done so.
Oh, Wolfie gang. With the support of Ninja Boba after that, go for the back harpies. They're going to look for Deku Scrub here, who's surrounded on that Geb. There's no escaping from that many people at this stage of the game. First blood is going to be onto Deku Scrub from that fast rotation. They'll lose a wave in mid lane, but it's not the worst situation to be in. They get first blood because of it, and it goes onto the Poseidon as well, which means there'll still be 5 for the Kraken.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a big one. That kill overall, gold has shot up in their favor. They're sitting about 600 gold in the lead for the time being. Harpies are still 1 minute and 5 seconds out, so that's a little ways out. Wolfie's going to have that on the Kraken available quite early. Mid lane, charge prey, not going to connect. Tail up, just make sure he's not Frost Breath under that tower. We'll get Flurry Cube back out safely. And look for something, double Frost Breath connects. Celestial Beam does work. This is going to be a kill on Bobat.
It will be a kill onto Bobat. So much damage with the enhance from Bulbasaur. His passive paying dividends for the boys of Six Sigma there to make it worthwhile. As you can see on your screens, Triggy Sports versus Epsilon is about to start on Smite Game 1, boys and girls. Be ready for that one.
A big part of that as well, we saw a couple times in a row, Bulbasaur has gone for this potion start. It hasn't really worked out. He hasn't really died, but if you don't get a kill early on because of it, it's kind of like 450 gold wasted, essentially. This time around, it ensured him that kill. Those in-hands, like you said, were doing a lot of extra damage. Harpies are not even up yet. Six Sigma are just completely established in control in this mid lane. Deku Scrub, level-wise, a little worse for the wear, but 2 level 5s nearby. That's a very dead Flurry Q.
It is a dead Flurry Q indeed, and it's going to be rough for him to try and get himself back in because of that death there for himself. So, Harpies are going to be spawning right now, and you're going to see right ones go to Six Sigma, left ones go to Spicy Waffles, and the golden experience charts, well, they're going to stay about the same at the moment of just a 500 experience lead for Six Sigma.
Yeah. So this is similar to what we saw last game. Six Sigma are looking to roam around, group up, and do a lot of damage as a group. We saw, though, the Gold Fury fight kind of went badly for them. After that, it's kind of like, they kind of were set back by it, and just never said, okay, guys, you know what, we messed up, whatever, it happens, we're still in this, we have the lead, let's just keep doing what we're doing. It was working. Against Spicy Waffles, if the same thing happens, Spicy Waffles aren't going to just let them sit on their hands like, well, we messed up, guys, let's just farm for a while. Spicy Waffles won't let them do that.
Yeah, they won't let them do that at all, and now that's what Spicy Waffles need to do, is not let them farm. Deku's Club still level 4 at the moment, looking to soak up for level 5 experience. They may go on him in mid lane with Ninja Boba if they see this, because he's not going to be able to get away from the Fear No Evil and Kraken composition. With them both being available, just keep an eye on Boba in case he decides to do that. Got it for the time being though, Deku, wiser heads prevail, and he stays pretty safe for now.
He is still only level 4. Next minion or two will actually, not minion wave, minion or two. There we go, that one final Archer minion, sacrificing its life for Cataclysm to finally come online. Steaker's in a bit of a better spot now, heading back to see what's going on over in the duo lane. Vote MBK, left to his own devices for a little while, sitting level 7, it gives him a level advantage over the Bushy.
Yeah, got a Heartseeker stacks going as well. 6 stacks ahead over on the right-hand side. You can also see the 6 Sigma have a Heartseeker stack advantage there as well. Not by many, of about 5, but it's a couple of stacks advantage for the time being if you can get those last hits in. It'll be down to those last hits for that experience. As the red buff is dropped by Fexes in the mid lane. And Deku right side. They're looking for Xbalanque with that Will Weaver as well.
Bobat not getting out of that one more tower shot, secures the kill, going over to Mr. Crunchy. Anytime he gets a kill, that's an extra 5 physical power for free, at least until you get 6 on the board. And the dive was big.
Dive didn't work out.
Yeah. They didn't know that Bulbasaur was nearby, and I guess they forgot about the World Weaver coming from across the map.
Why did Crunchy not clear that minion?
I'm not sure. Left side, though. Fight going on. Flurky's down the waters. Look for the kill to Deku Scrub right now. Bushy forced back by Bona BK. Yeah, that's going to be a kill there for
He'll find it
Flurky.
with Tail Whip as well. Wolfie's on his way as well, so vote MBK needs to disengage. You can't even try and find a turnaround kill there. I was talking about the blue buff, actually, he's been picked up by Mr. Crunchy after that kill, and he's just left the creep there, like, whatever, it's my own jungle. I'm just going to count up a jungle myself. It sounds like a good idea. And I think Bulbasaur missed that, trying to help out with the engagement. We're going to get a pause here from Bushy. It looks like Flurry has disconnected at a safe opportunity, which is the good news for him. And there's the unpause. Now she's going to get back to the action again. No, pause, unpause, pause.
There we go. We're back to pause.
Pause. Come on, Flurry. Get back in the game. I'm guessing they're going through quite a few pauses this game round to get themselves into this one.
Crazy stuff with the pauses coming out. Okay, wait. Flurky's actually back in the game, so I'd imagine this will be the actual continuation of the game. As we don't seem to be going back to a pause, it seems we are, in fact, going to be continuing here. Not a bad time. He had just picked up a kill. There was no real threat of like him getting picked off or anything like that, so no real worries. That was probably the best time possible to pause, or to disconnect, rather, if you had to choose one. With that, though, yeah, that minion getting accidentally left, I think it has since been realized. I don't know if it's just a case of he left it because he wanted to delay the timer and kind of play mind games to stop a potential future invade, or if it's just a case of...
It was what Bulbasaur actually left it, and then Crunchy was so incredibly wanting to get hold of those Heartseeker stacks that he didn't want to waste the time to drop it. But Mage Harpies are about to spawn any second now. They're about to flash left side though. MBK's losing the trade against Bushy, and Deku has to turn up for support just in case, which means he's not going to make these mid Harpies on the left side, which will go to Spicy Waffles before he can rotate back. Right, once Fexes is there, but Bobat's on his way.
Yep, they will be brought down just in time. Deku has to be very careful with this play. He did go over for those for the reinforced greaves. It's going to help with the crowd control reduction coming out, but he's not going to get that little bit of extra gold occasionally. Celestial Beam will miss because of that pluck, kind of crisscross crowd control pluck. Excuse me, that was back and forth. He hit, not for a whole lot of damage, however. They're looking for the follow fight, feeling would drop down. Bulbasaur and knock affected that burst from the Kraken.
That's a good shield. That was a big shield, but I think he's still going to pay with the iron price. No, he won't. Bulbasaur will survive. That shield from Deku Scrub was absolutely monumentously huge. It saves the life of his teammate, and now they're going to see the rotation from the Hunters too, and everyone's going to disengage and survive. Shield was important then from Deku, and he paid off, but his team were at the disadvantage, because guess what's being done?
Yeah, Gold Fury. It is very key, though. I was trying to touch on this before that fight kind of came out. Deku Scrub is kind of being a factor in these fights, but he's slowly but surely missing out on farm across the map. He's falling behind on levels. He's 2 levels down behind anybody else in the game right now. He's looking to be, you know, as any support, any guard, you want to be that tanky frontline influence in these fights. Reinforced Greaves, they help with that a little bit, but you need to be sure you get enough sovereignties on it. You have the natural guardian scaling to keep yourself alive. You need those ranks and things like Stone Shields and Cataclysms and Shockwaves to help your team out in the fights. if Deku Scrub isn't on top again this farm, it's gonna be a long time until he's a factor in the fight. Meanwhile, on the other side, Flurry Q Sobek, he's staying par with the rest of the gods in the game. He's going to be a factor in these fights.
I mean, the main thing to realize as well is even though Six Sigma are ahead on kills, look at the experience of gold. They're both in favor of Spicy Waffles. Maybe not a majority of things, but they didn't lose any lives in that fight, which is good, but they still lost the Gold Fury off it as well. So surviving is one thing, but not losing objectives is the bigger thing. At the end of the day, kills not how you win the game. Objectives is what this game's all about.
Absolutely. I want to see how Six Sigma respond to this. Last game, we saw something not necessarily go their way, and that was kind of, we're going to take a little break. We'll wait around a little while. This game, Spicy Waffles just took the Gold Fury. We'll see if the Six Sigma start to, or rather keep doing what they were doing previously. Look for these picks, look for these kills. They need them to start working out because Spicy Waffles, we saw that Kraken come down onto Deku Scrub and his health bar just got completely chunked. He had like, what was it, like less than 100 health he survived with, and only because of the shield coming out. I think actually Bulbasaur, actually, I was talking about the wrong person. But yeah, I mean, the damage right now, Wolfie, full stacks in those Doom Orb, he is hurting, even on an Ymir who has a lot of extra health, 104 health per level, and he was that low. If that had been anybody else, they would have been dead outright.
For sure, and then you can also see the stacks away on Six Sigma. You can see double Heart Seekers completed and fully stacked. Across the way on the right hand side though, it's taking a little bit longer. We can see Game Hunter's not fully stacked yet, 43 stacks, and Bushy as well, 40 stacks, 46 stacks for him. So a few more and then everyone will be at full stacks for the time being as the Harpies mid laner, because as Will Weaver does connect with Fex says, he's dead. No, mobility saves the day. Passives from Ra, people underestimate him.
Wolfie now in trouble. Those Doom Orb stacks now set back to half as Ninja in a bad spot. Vote MK trying to answer back. Here comes someone across the sky. Game Hunter joining this party. Deku Scrub on the backside. Very low. Flurry Q. Not going to use that lurk in the water for damage. Bushy picks that kill up instead. That is a 1-for-1 across the board. Because Fex is able to barely survive.
Fex says just gave Wolfie just the tip, and just the tip was enough there in that engagement to bring him down. What a fantastic snipe that was. Deku was already level 8 anyway, so him dying is not going to be too much of a casualty of war. But picking up a Wolfie and halving those stacks, definitely worthwhile, especially because I believe those Harpies went even.
They did. So nice little overall play. Very even trade, but Doom Orb stack's going to be that big little kind of thing to take away from that. Wolfie's burst, not going to be quite as big for the next minute or so until he's able to rebuild those stacks. Until that happens, I don't expect we'll see too much more aggression coming out. Gold Fury is down anyway. Just going to be picking up some buff cams, picking up some more farm. Both these teams, though, definitely respecting each other. Neither one of these trying to run away. We saw Six Sigma last game, that big, just going to roam around as a group and look for pick constantly. There's a lot more wards in the map. Spicy Waffle, see them rotating over. We just back up to a tower. We play safe. We don't let them pick us off. So both teams playing this well, playing this safely, just waiting for the opportunity to roll this forward.
Yep. Pretty much, they're both just looking for the opportunity to continue this one. But at the moment, like, gold is still in Spicy Waffle's favor. It's not by much, though. And when we look towards a late game, I mean, it's Hunter versus Hunter. I always like to do this now. It's honestly kind of even between the two. Game Hunter and Game Hunter and Neith together. Apollo and Neith, not Game Hunter and Neith. Apollo and Neith against Xbalanque and Ullr. Well, Ullr and Neith are kind of about the same sort of thing. They're good consistently, but I won't class them as hyper carries, where Apollo and Xbalanque you would class as hyper carries. So as this game snowballs on, Hunter-wise, they're pretty much even. Tanky aside, though, definitely goes to Six Sigma with that Ymir and Geb composition with themselves and the sustain too. But Humbats, with those Fear No Evils and the crit that will eventually come out, can make short work of those Hunters. And it's going to come down to Flurry Q and the Poseidon Whirlpools to really cause issues for for Six Sigma when they try and engage.
At the same time, though, Bobat does have to make sure he actually gets those crits out in the back of a Fear No Evil. If they pop beads and are able to turn back around, they're going to be hitting just as hard and have lifesteal in their kit, so it's going to be back and forth trade. But it will generally be the Hunter who can win out if it's all otherwise even, so it'll be tricky for Bobat. But if he can make it work, he will be able to remove one of those Hunters from the game in very, very short order. Gold Fury being prepped right now, Bushy laying down a broken weave on the map. Actually, World Reaver being charged right now for over that right side map. Mr. Crunchy may fall if that is in fact fired. Not going to be used for the time being. Neith back up and walking around. Gold Fury is going to be the next point of contention, though. Game Hunter, rather, has the option of joining this team with the fight with his ultimate.
And a flip comes in onto Deku Scrub again, who gets knocked just below 50% health. There's a Fear No Evil as well into the crack, and Deku's going to go down in the Whirlpool thanks to the lurking in the waters coming out from Flurry Q there. Apollo's across the sky is online. He's already rotating in, looking for Bulbasaur on the backside. Not going to find it as the Gold Fury gets reset again. Boba's cut out of position here. That Whirlpool going to do some work, and there's a free kill for Game Hunter.
Yep, everyone still alive on the Spicy Waffle side of things. 2 members down for 6 Sigma. They can still look to force one out. Health bars are quite low. Vexus does have that snipe, so if they pull a Gold Fury and group up too much, that is going to be a ton of damage across many, many people, but they have no crowd control to lock them down for sure. Tidal Surge going to push them back. Gold Fury secured, but a Vote MBK kill from the Piercing Arrow comes out. They're trying to chase down some more. Oh, the beam over the wall, not quite going to connect. Bushy's out free and clear, as is Wolfie.
Split the uprights did that one with that beam, unfortunately, so they only managed to get 1 kill for 2 casualties of war and the Gold Fury. So the experience and gold lead accelerate 1900 into Spicy Waffles' favor. Experience 3000 in gold, but they will get a tier 1 tower on the left, which is a good call from them to get a constellation prize. They've actually got a bit of time to continue pushing this with this full minion wave here. They might be able to even go for the second, but they're going to opt for the safer side and just back away.
Yeah, Wolfie was on his way back. They knew the respawn times. You have a rough idea of where exactly people are once they've respawned. And yeah, as close as Wolfie was, if they'd stuck around for tower damage, he would have at least been able to throw some poke damage. The Kraken was still on cooldown. I don't think we would have been able to find a kill, but a World Weaver could have potentially bought him time to find that kill. So Vote MBK perhaps wisely going back to base, as did Deku Scrub. So nice stuff overall. Taking a look at the gold experience graph on the back of the exchange.
Game Hunter does get picked. Yeah, he got hit by the Frost Breath as well, followed by the full channel ultimate. He was trying to use the Across the Skies to get out, but detonated just in time. Did Bulbasaur to secure that kill. So Game Hunter gonna lose half his stacks there. Unfortunately for him, he will respawn and have to start stacking that back up one more time, as this game is still not over in this best of 3.
And this game is barely even started right now. Experience just barely in favor of Spicy Waffles. Gold a little in their favor in the back of 2 Gold Furies, but even then, at 1500 gold a pop, it's only 2.4k gold lead going the way of 6 Sigma. That first blood they picked up earlier kind of making the difference there on the gold chart. So this one is still pretty much anybody's game. There's no real one. There's really nobody saying like, oh, this guy is like really fit. He's going to run with this game. The team is not running away with it either. Deku Scrub has done a good job. He's now catching up. He's pretty much back to even gold-wise. He still has a little to go before he can finish off that sovereignty, so a fight in the next minute or so would not be the ideal situation for those guys, but they can at the same time just not look for it.
Game Hunter has gone to the sky. He's going to dunk it on Mr. Crunchy, but miss it. Ninja Bobat's the one in trouble who was baiting for him to come in. Bobat's actually going to fall down here. No, he will not, as the Glacial Strike does miss, and it's Bulbasaur who gets caught out here. The Monkey Toss is good, and the So Beautiful is even better. Game Hunter gets himself a return kill after losing his tower, and that aggression that happened over there. Vote MBK versus Bush. He's going on the left though. And BNK is just gonna back away. Oh, is he?
Yeah, stun did miss. He was looking forward with that axe missing. However, gonna go ahead and back off. You don't want to go into engagement when Neith still has a Spirit Arrow available to reach in place. Make it easy for her to hit you while she's still juking all over the place and avoiding attacks left, right, and center. Mid lane, a little bit of a grouping going on. No real kill potential between these two right now. Tanky Guardian versus 2 mages. Between the 2 guys on each team there, no real kill potential. Other than that, I mean, things are just so even, so close in this game. Kill count just went back towards even. Gold, though, with that kill going a little bit more in favor of the Spicy Waffles. So, yeah, it's still anyone's game, but Spicy Waffles have the slight lead for now.
They do have the slight lead for now, and is only slight still. The tower's just going to trade backwards and forwards because of hunters as this game goes on. I really feel a Fire Giant or one big deicide is going to just like swing this game completely. I think the Fire Giant fight will be the one that you're really going to see the biggest fight over. Maybe the next Gold Fury could be like the start of an avalanche, but I don't think it'll be just enough unless one side really get decimated in it. Mid lane, they're caught.
They are. Kraken's going to catch Bulbasaur. He is going to be burst down very, very quickly. Boba picks up that kill. Mid Harpies respawning. This is likely going to secure both camps for Spicy Waffles here in just a moment. Bushy taking the left side. Flurry hugging the wall to share that experience from over it. That experience rain change a couple weeks back. So lovely. Lets you to do that once again. Right side, Game Hunter. Not able to find them to have them spawned. Pluck onto Deku Scrub is good. Not really going anywhere. Kind of bouncing back and forth in place. As they're looking to defend, make sure this tier 1 mid lane does not fall.
Yeah, Whirlpool's OP to actually root you in place there. Because of the Whirlpool, it doesn't allow you to use that mobility of the flip to get him in there. So they're all sieging up, and the one thing 6 Sigma have in their advantage is Deku Scrub snipe. So pulled Blink was not on target. The snipe was though.
They're getting caught out right now. Mr. Crunchy will fall to Game Hunter. Running back to the tower, it's now 3v5. Game Hunter on the side of the fight, really not able to re-engage this one right now. See the assy passive glow around him. He's going to head over farm up the right lane a little bit. They're trying to find a pick here. Vote MBK can land a stun. Flurry Q going to be a little too tanky. Deku Scrub thrown back into the tower. He's going to get caught out. Bushy trying to find this kill. One more. Bobat leaves
not that tanky.
No.
Yep. He's not taking the monkey toss going to come out. They're not going to follow up on that one as well. This is a really, really strange one because I actually felt like Sigma had an advantage then because of the sustain they have with that Lotus Crown as well. Would have made them tankier. Deku didn't manage to find the Blink Cataclysm on the targets he wanted to, and they're going to lose that trade because of it. But they do get a tower as the boys of Spicy Waffles had to back away from the 2 full HP targets of Fexes and MBK.
It's a slight map positioning advantage with that tier 2 tower, or tier 1 tower going down. No more is left standing on the side of Spicy Waffles. 6 Sigma managing to defend their own tier 1 tower. As the Gold Fury is spawning, we see already the War Division battle going on over there. MBK looking for those axes for Sun. A little bit of poke and harass, but not able to land the Sun beforehand.
There is a small issue developing though for 6 Sigma, and it's the fact that both their Guardians are not up to date where they should be in terms of experience. 2 levels down is Deku, actually just 1 level now, but he's down a level there. He's currently 0 and 5, and he's getting picked a lot. They're really focusing him down. Plus Bulbasaur is only level 14 on this Ymir, which means he's not got the magical damage that you'd like him to have at this stage, especially when you've got a Ra that's going for a general sustain as a composition. They're going to have to use the CC very, very well, and they actually do so to secure the Gold Fury.
They might have left Bulbasaur in the back to die, but Wolfie will secure the kill. One member of the team. Ooh,
what's going on right? That's the question.
For that tier 2.
Yep. That's the important thing. They're going to have to try. If you can get the tier 2 tower, it's worthwhile. They may even be able to get mid because Bushy's rotating there as well. Someone has to come back and defend, but it's not going to be in time because Game Hunter will find this beforehand. I can't see Mr. Crunchy stopping it, and Mr. Crunchy's going to fight.
Game Hunter looked for his kill. He does have
Dashes
sprint
down.
Available. It's on. It's being used. Serenade rather.
Speeds.
Used. Yeah. That's a nice pickup for
Forces
him.
speeds, takes tier 2 tower. Cataclysm just got used by Deku. The jungle looking for Wolfie, which force speeds on Wolfie. But he does get away. And look at this call from Spicy. They're like, yo, let's do fire. They're going to rush this one down straight away. And it doesn't look like 6 Sigma have an idea. They
just
does now.
They will figure out. He will see those lava pools in the ground, but yet too late on that one. They were going back to base. Like, all right, we saved the tier 1 tower again. We lost the right side, whatever had happened. Wait, where did they go? Oh.
Look at the chart. Look at the gold chart. You can see on the gold chart there that the Gold Fury went to 6 Sigma. They got a really good secure on that, but they lost more on the map than they actually gained because they lost a tier 2 tower, which is equal value of a Gold Fury, and then the Fire Giant too. And then think about the bleed effect that's going to come through now side, and if these towers are going to get shredded down by this double hunter.
Oh, absolutely. The minion waves as well. Left side just about push that tier 2 as well. There's not really going to be too much of a delay getting there. They don't have to wait. Do we tank up the tower? They're here to defend. Right side's about the halfway point. Game Hunter, I'm thinking about this backwards. They have to actually push these minion waves up a little bit. I'm thinking of the wrong team. Goes item. Game Hunter can just look to split push. That Phoenix is already exposed in the right lane. He has his ultimate. He didn't actually need it in that fight. I expect him when that tier 2 tower dropped with that rotation come in. I'll use my Across the Skies to get out free and clear, not even worry, risk the opportunity they got burst down.
I think the call here should be vote. I think the call here should be vote MBK goes to deal with the split push from Game Hunter because, like we said, Ullr versus Apollo is a pretty favourable matchup for Ullr, but he's a couple levels down, which is one thing, and his stacks are full though. But I think that's probably a better idea and have Xbalanque for the team fights. He's a little bit more effective in the team fights, but Kraken on Bulbasaur is going to force out the beads onto him. And Kraken down, Will Weaver comes out, and here comes Ninja Bobat.
Bulbasaur trying to do what he could, use that Shard's Device to avoid the Fear No Evil. Damage though. Not going to be able to save him. It's now a 4v5, 3v4, excuse me, as there's a little engagement going on in the right-hand lane. Xbalanque trying to do what he can against Game Hunter, stopping that split push.
Just throwing him off the minions more than anything else and trying to keep the fight going. Game Hunter loses the battle. He's not lost a war yet, but he lost that little skirmish, and he'll just back away for the time being as his team get the tier 1 tower while all this is going on, and pressure in the tier 2.
As soon as those minions arrive, backdoor protection will be removed. They're going to go for obviously Flurku, zoning them out. They cannot get in range of that pluck. If Thexes or Vodamk get pulled back in, Vodamk could potentially glory bound back out, but Thexes would be just dead to rights.
Go flip.
Crunchy could also be dead to rights. Can't leap out of a cripple.
Can't leap out of anything when you're that CC'd up with all that knockups as well as cripples combining just to delete him off the face of this map for the time being. The last tier 2 tower does fall down. Spicy Waffles still have the Fire Giant remaining for about another 2 minutes. Blink Cataclysm goes out from Deku, but where's the backup boy? There isn't any right now. And he actually gets more damage than he wanted to as Bushy takes on vote MBK.
Texas finds the kill onto Bushy in that one. They're trying to find another pick left side. Decoscript will fall. Bulbasaur as well in the mid lane to Wolfie. And with only Thexes left standing right now, he's going to try and do what he can, but they're just going to be looking for these Phoenixes here in very short order. The right lane minions are pushed forward. Thex is going to beads out of the pluck, so I feel like you're not going to find that kill, but as minions arrive, Thex is not really going to do much against this 1v3. Left side, Bobat takes one. Mid lane, the rest of the team takes the second.
You can see how, just look at the stats of the team of Six Sigma here. You can see where the focus has been on. They're not even interested in Fexes and trying to kill him. They're taking out the front line before anything else. The front line have to be on the front line, but you walk into a Kraken and the Fear No Evil is going to wreck your face. And that's what's happened to Gab and Bulbasaur time and time again. It's not their fault. They have to be on the front line, but they just get exploding before the team can get in and reinforce.
Yeah, Ymir gets very tanky just through because he's a guardian. He has very high health scaling. He doesn't have magic resistance, and time again, he's caught in the middle of those whirlpools and the Krakens for a huge chunk of his health. Breastplate of Valor, it's a huge chunk of physical protection, no health. So effective health-wise, against magic damage especially, he doesn't have all that much. And once that big burst comes through, it's like, well, I'm mostly dead, and a little bit of incidental damage from everyone else was more than enough to just bring me down to 0 and actually secure the kill on me. Elsewhere, Decoscribe, we talked about a couple times, he's a little bit behind where he should be. You see the Pestilence actually coming out to help deal with Ra, as well as Divine Ruin on Flurry Q. So he actually has a full item up over Decoscribe right now.
Bulbasaur already get caught, but it's actually Wolfie that's going to turn it around with the Kraken combo. He's going to actually bring down Bulbasaur again. We're going to actually manage to see Vote MBK get away. Will Weaver's going to connect though and kill him off. Rest in pepperonis as Decoscribe is now surrounded and kept in a whirlpool, so he can't escape. Good heal coming out from Fexes, but here comes Bushy.
And he will...
Got Game Hunter, not Bushy.
I was like, wait a minute, Bushy. If that's a Game Hunter kill across the skies, we'll secure that one. Mid lane, Sprint! Doing quite well as well with some accurate hits. That was also not Bushy.
I found
Bushy was there.
Like,
where's
Waldo? Where's Bushy?
The skins from up above, they look fairly similar. I was like, who is that? I did that before as well.
Well, Spicy Waffles are going to take this first game down over Six Sigma to advance themselves one step closer to winning week 3 of the Challenger Cup and give themselves a clear lead in the point system that they're going to be accumulating for themselves. We'll be back shortly with the picks and bans of game 2 of Six Sigma versus Spicy Waffles.